am Bimpe Esan Adedeji. Let's go through the headlines first. Great drone strike on Russia by Ukraine. Cross-border attack on Lipetsk, part of Russia. An 18-year-old teen of Iraq taken by an arrest in Vienna after the attack plan on Taylor Swift's show failed. A social media platform blocked for 10 consecutive days in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro versus Elon Musk. Africa almost at the edge of declaring state of emergency on health outbreak of Mpox. The news in details. Great drone strike on Russia by Ukraine. Cross-border attack on Lipetsk, part of Russia. The Lipetsk region of Russia has witnessed a great Ukrainian attack as relayed by their governor. Ukraine engaged in cross-border and rushed into Russia, and this is to prove Ukraine is yet to rest. Not less than 9 people were wounded. The facility for energy were damaged, and those living at certain places were moved out for the purpose of safety, as narrated by Lipetsk Governor Igor Atamanov on Telegram last Friday. Ukraine military personnel were accused of entering into Kursk territory on Wednesday, just before the reported strike of drone. This attack has created a distress on Moscow that has been undisturbed for over 2 years by war. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, on Thursday admitted, being his first time, he said, Moscow needs to have the pain of its forceful breaking into Ukraine. Zelensky gave an address in the evening mentioning that Russia is expected to feel the pain attached to its heart. A citizen of Ukraine with information of the occurrence at Lipetsk and one who is familiar with Russia than with Kursk said an airfield was struck and the facility keeping 700 bomb-guided weapons was ruined. Atamanov's expression on the social media reads, their territory was greatly attacked with drones and they will not exercise fear. Neither would they leave the lives of people unprotected. The Defense Ministry of Russia stated on Friday that 75 drones, aircraft type, were stopped and destroyed along with the 19 out of the 75 drones that were over Lipetsk. The remaining came over Belgorod, 26 precisely. 7 were over Kursk and several drones were over the territories of Bryansk, Voronezh and Orel. 5 drones were cleared off Crimea, not leaving the 8 that were on the waters of Black Sea. According to the source, fighter jets and helicopters took over the airfield at the time, and there was a large fire outbreak through explosion. An 18-year-old teen of Iraq taken by an arrest in Vienna after the attack plan on Taylor Swift's show failed. The authorities of Austria have taken an 18-year-old Iraq citizen by an arrest after going through a session of questioning on the allegation placed on ISIS inspiring a plan for an attack in Taylor Swift's concert in Vienna. The Interior Minister of Austria said on Friday 3 concerts were written off on Thursday, smelling the plot of an attack towards Vienna's major concert. The 18-year-old Iraqi is the 3rd suspect to be put in detention, and it could be possible, as believed, that he has a connection with the 19-year-old main suspect from Austria, having Macedonian root, as the ministry relayed. Both suspects of recent pledged their loyalty to ISIS. The concert that was planned to hold was cancelled before the planned attack could be carried out by the help received from the authorities, and which has resulted to a success by going through wide investigations towards those suspected and everyone in connection to them. The Ministry of Vienna, through the authorities, said anyone involved in terrorism or in support of it will have to face the hard decision of the authorities. The Iraqi teenager is yet to be connected to the planned attack, but he was arrested based on thorough investigations. Social media platform blocked for 10 consecutive days in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro versus Elon Musk. In a speech, Nicolas Maduro said he has given out the order on a 10-day block of access to a social media platform in Venezuela, stating that the one who owns it, Elon Musk, used it in the promotion of hatred through the presidential elections controversy. The journalist in Caracas discovered on Thursday that a post on the social media platform could not go through the internet as verified on two mobile private phones and the Movinet owned by the state. Maduro said Elon Musk owns the social media platform and he has used it to violate the rules guiding its use. He mentioned after a march conducted by pro-government groups, he said Musk can incite others to hate. He also said the social media network is being used by those who hate him to create unrest in their political atmosphere. He further stated that a written resolution attached to a proposal by CONATEL, the National Telecommunications Commission, has been signed with the decision to remove the social media platform, which belongs to Elon Musk, from spreading in Venezuela. This will go on for 10 days to give room to the presentation of their documents. No other detail was provided about the procedure of blocking his people from accessing this social media platform. Africa almost at the edge of declaring state of emergency on health. Outbreak of mpox. Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention's head has stated that the organization may give a public notice on an old and fast-growing disease, mpox. The Director General of this agency, Dr. Jean Kasser, mentioned on Thursday that for this fast-spreading disease across their territories' boundaries, an active management with African Union member states in covenant from turning out as another disaster like pandemic is necessary. Mpox is on the increase now, as he explained, and there must be commitment to push out the needed resources and the technical support for the countries feeling its impact in order for it to be put under control. New cases of mpox were confirmed as having a total of 887 people being affected in Africa few weeks ago. The total rate of this disease is 15,132 people contacting it for this year. The figure was released at a briefing of those researching on it. The cases of mpox heightened to 160% compared to what it was this time of the year in 2023. It has opened to 16 countries. It has spread to 16 countries in Africa, Democratic of Congo being in the list with over 90% of people in contact with the disease, and 461 people could not survive it at all. It has newly spread to Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda, as reported by Kasea. There should be a collective and an agreement approach to control this disease, he further stated. The Directorate for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention gave the announcement after his meeting with the World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom. He said an emergency committee will be set up to determine if the spread of disease should be declared as an emergency case globally. He further explains that the procedures of making such a public declaration involves both technical and strategic information medically. CDC is an organization having 55 members of African countries. A summit for heads of state will determine the reaction to the spread of this disease. Mpox is a disease caused by a virus, and it causes rashes which are painful with symptoms which are common in fever, headaches, and body aches. Before we end the world news on Nimrod Radio Worldwide, let's go through the headlines again. Great drone strike on Russia by Ukraine, cross-border attack on Lipetsk part of Russia. An 18-year-old teen of Iraq taken by an arrest in Vienna after the attack plan on Taylor Swift show failed. A social media platform blocked for 10 consecutive days in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro versus Elon Musk. Africa almost at the edge of declaring state of emergency on Earth. Outbreak of mpox. Thank you for watching the World News from Nimrod Radio Worldwide today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.